So this is Chemistry Chapter 2. 2.1 is about properties of matter. We have mass and volume. Matter is anything that has mass and volume. Mass is the measure of matter in the substance. It's measured in grams, and the SI unit is kilogram. Weight, by contrast, is the force of gravity on the object. Okay. Volume is the amount of space occupied by the object. For regular shapes like cubes, we can easily say length times width times height is volume. For irregular shapes, we can use the displacement method. This is where we use a known volume of water and submerge the unknown object, and however much water is displaced is the volume of the object. Volume, the SI unit, is cubic meters. A pure substance is defined as a material with uniform and definite composition. All right. They cannot be separated into components using physical means. Okay. They can be a solid, liquid, or gas, depending on the temperature and pressure. And they are usually either an element or a compound. Now, an element cannot be subdivided or separated because all the atoms are the same. A compound is more than one atom chemically bonded together. Those atoms are only separated by chemical means. All right? But again, our definition says that a pure substance cannot be separated using physical means. Physical properties are characteristics of a substance that can be observed or measured without changing the identity of the substance. Okay. These include color, density, hardness, which is the ability to scratch other materials, melting, and boiling points. A quick word about hardness. At least in English, people get confused because they think that means that it can't be broken. But hardness here is just whether or not it will scratch another substance. Extensive and intensive properties. Right? Extensive properties are properties that depend on the amount of the substance. Mass and volume are both extensive properties. The more you have, the more mass there is. The more you have, the more volume there is. Okay? If you have 2 liters of soda and you drink half a liter, you now have less volume of soda. An intensive property is a property of matter that only depends on the type of matter in a sample and not on the amount. For example, color, temperature, solubility, boiling point, melting point. All of these do not depend on how much you have. If you have 1 liter of water, it is clear. If you have 100 liters of water, it is clear. If you have 1 liter of water, it boils at 100 degrees Celsius. If you have 100 liters of water, you have to heat all 100 liters up to 100 degrees Celsius before it boils. Right. States of matter are solid, liquid, and gas. Solids have a definite shape and definite volume. Liquids have a definite volume but take the shape of the container. Gases have no definite shape and no volume, or they have no definite volume. Okay, so solids have a definite shape and definite volume. Liquids have a definite volume but a variable shape. Gases have a variable shape and a variable volume. Physical changes are changes in which some properties change, but the identity does not. For example, if I cut a piece of paper in half, it is still paper, right? They're just smaller pieces. A physical change is usually reversible, such as melting. I can just refreeze it, okay? Or could be irreversible, such as sawing a log, okay? But when I saw a log in half, it's still from a tree. It's still wood. Um, so it's a physical change. And that's the end of 2.1.